Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the Millennial Monologues podcast, where we talk about anything and everything relating to the millennial lifestyle. We are your hostesses with the mostesses. The mostesses shit to say. My name is Alyssa.
And my name is Lexi. Thank you guys for tuning in and for watching and listening every Tuesday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. We appreciate y'all. Central. That's important.
Right. Yeah.
Don't be listening on 8. Somewhere else.
Don't do it. Don't do it. We go live on Facebook every single Tuesday and live on YouTube as well. You can catch us on your own time anytime on our website, www.themillennialmonologues.com, or the On-Air Media website. So,
thank you.
You're welcome.
For watching.
I was like, are you talking to me?
So today,
don't forget to smash that like button.
Yeah, don't forget to smash that like button.
Oh,
like and subscribe and hit in the comment section.
I'm afraid.
So today, we're talking about jobs, weird jobs, our job experiences. Just we have some job stories, but also advice maybe on ways to improve your living at your job, ways to quit your job. I don't know. Ziggy has some funny stories that we have.
Ziggy apparently, has the worst job story on the planet.
And
we are going to get to that.
It's really bad, guys. It's really bad.
And we are going to get to that a little bit later on. But first, we're going to talk about our first jobs. And then we also have a list of some very weird jobs later on that actually pay quite a lot of money. So we're going to give you a list of those and how to apply to those, and we're gonna go from there. So This ought to be interesting. Honestly, I was looking at this list earlier, and some of these seem pretty tempting.
Really? Like you would quit your job right now?
No, I wouldn't quit my job, but honestly, like some of them you can do on the side.
Because my manager's listening, but...
Right. But no, I'm kidding. I love both my jobs, but I do think that some of these were pretty tempting. Like some of them are weird, but they pay a lot of money, so it's like, oh snap, could I do that like once a month and like get some nice,
that kind of sounds tempting for me, like to want to do something.
One of them I know you're really gonna want to do. So anyways, we'll get into that later on. Lots of teases today, but first let's go ahead and start with our job.
And lots of tea today.
I personally have never had a weird job. I've only ever worked in restaurants or media. That's it. I've never done anything weird.
The weirdest thing that I ever did, or place that I ever worked at, was I volunteered at my school. And
that is weird.
So weird. Like, it was crazy. Like,
why would you ever do that?
It was one of those like student things where you could get extra credit. Do you know like those things?
Yes, my college did the same thing. Hey, if you participate in this study, like if you participate in this study, you get like 5 extra points added onto your final grade or something. Yeah, okay. I did do some of those. I don't know.
Did you get paid for it? Or?
No, I didn't get paid for mine. Did you?
No, ours was simply extra credit.
Yeah, paid for.
I was all in for this extra credit because it was psychology, and I loved the class, and I wanted to do anything I possibly could to learn more about psychology because I was in it to win it. This was like me, my earlier years of college. But oh my God, my most embarrassing moment happened doing this study. Like, I could not talk about this for a long time. What was the study?
Like, did they have you run on a treadmill and measure your sweat? Like, what's going on?
So, the class was called Weird Behavior and Skepticism.
Oh, this is already going to be weird.
It's a great class. If you go, well, honestly, I just don't feel comfortable saying my school.
No, you don't have to. Go ahead.
But yeah, like, it's a great class if you find it in your roster. So basically what the class is you learn about crystal healing, aliens, ghosts, anything that could be pseudoscience, and you learn how to differentiate between facts and fallacy, and you learn different fallacies and how to have arguments and debates against people, even that have to do with like religion, to back up religion or maybe just to disprove certain things. It just overall kind of helps you be a more well-rounded person and figure out not to believe everything you hear, because you know, like crystal
healing, to be more like open-minded
to be more open-minded, and to also
interesting,
but it's also to disprove a lot of things. Like we disprove crystal healing. That was a big thing in the class.
What?
Yeah. So
no way.
I mean, that's a whole other thing we can go over.
Oh, we're going to go over that later.
I mean, it's kind of obvious to some people, but I know all the anti-vaxxers are kind of into that thing. Or like, what is the thing where you poke needles in your back?
Acupuncture.
That was one thing that we
is scary.
disproved.
Oh,
but
really?
Yes.
Wow, one of my best friends does acupuncture,
Really?
like pretty, like often.
So a
That's
lot
crazy.
of
Or, like, gets it
pseudoscience
done.
has
Yeah.
to do with the placebo effect, and I think that was one of the main things about it. Is if you truly believe that it's working for you, it actually can start.
Oh yeah,
working
it's all
for
a
you.
mental thing. Well, and
Right.
there's there's arguments out there that has to do with like Advil and Aleve and like those short term pain relievers. Yeah, that it's all mental. Honestly, whatever works for me though. I mean, if it's okay, sure.
I love the Snow White in the background, by the way. Thanks, Nikki. But we also found out that, and some people might know this already, that pain relievers are also mental pain relievers too.
Yeah.
So if you're like going through a breakup, they actually work for that, which is really interesting. But anyway, so I'm really into that kind of stuff, and so I wanted to do this study, and they didn't tell us what it was, and the whole point of it was very. Like not mysterious, but what is that word? It's like it's on the tip of my tongue.
Like super
Mysterious.
Like
mythological.
it doesn't start with an M.
Oh.
Mystical.
It's like I can't even think of it, but
Okay, so it's weird. It's a weird class.
They just
Why did
don't-
you take that class?
No. But what I'm saying is the point of the study is that they weren't going to tell us what it is. Like the whole
Okay.
point of it is that we have to just do it.
It was
and
a
then
blind study.
it's a blind study, and our results are like true results because we don't know what we're going into, so we're not thinking of a certain way to do things. But I took
Okay.
this class and I did the study just purely for fun. It wasn't even in my major. I just did it for fun because it sounded fun.
Okay.
So I go into the study on a day, and it was like a Saturday. So I go in and I walk into this room, and it was literally like the start of like just some weird like movie or like a porno. Like you walk in,
Candles on the floor.
and like the professor's there's like this long table, and the professor's sitting at the end, and there's a
Oh, no.
paper at the end, like this interview, and he's like, "Have a seat." And so I go in. And I sit down at the end of the table, and I'm like, I'm so ready. Like, I'm so excited to do the study because a part of me wanted to, like, have answer choices that were different from the average or the common person.
So he was going to interview you?
Well, I didn't know.
Okay. So sorry.
But I just thought the whole study was I wanted my answers to be outside of the box. Like,
Yeah.
you know when someone's like say silk 5 times fast, and then you say silk, and like, what do cows drink?
Water.
And you're like, water, because you want to be
because
smarter.
you're not stupid, right?
Right. So I was on my game. Like, I was really trying to like get answers that were
That were good.
different from
Yeah.
everyone else.
Okay.
So I sit down, and there's like a paper, and it's common TV shows, and he was like, just circle your favorite TV shows, and I'm like, okay. And it was like Orange is the New Black, Grey's Anatomy, Friends, Breaking Bad. I just circled Orange is the New Black as my favorite TV show out of the bunch. And so then he walks over and he picks it up and he's like, okay, follow me. And then we go into this literal closet. And in this closet, it's
Together?
Yes, I'm telling you, it's a study. It was so weird.
Right.
We go. It's
And
like
in
a
the closet-
storage room.
Whereas a dog, an eggplant, and a pair of handcuffs.
Right. Like, what is going on?
Build a computer. So we go into this like storage room closet, and there's a PC computer, a desk with a red button, and no keyboard,
A red button?
nothing else. Yeah. And he's like, all right, you're going to watch the first episode of Orange is the New Black in this small closet. And he's like, and you're going to fix anything that goes wrong. And I'm like, what does that mean? And he's like, I can't tell you. Because like the whole point of it was to be, whatever that word is that I'm trying to think of that I'll probably think of later.
Okay.
But like the whole point.
Decisive.
No.
The word would be helpful because I don't know what the purpose
my God.
of this is.
The word.
Impulsive.
No, it's like whenever you, you can't tell someone, but like you're just kind of like.
Intuitive?
No, it starts with an A.
What is wrong with
It's
you?
like on the tip of my tongue. What's wrong with me? I'm just kidding. But anyway, so like the whole point of it was like you're supposed to. The instructions are unclear. That's the definition of the word, is unclear instructions, but you have to figure it out on your own. So he was just like, whatever happens on the show.
If anyone can think of the word, please comment below.
I know.
Opaque.
I'm gonna think about it. Maybe I should Google it.
Just keep going while you're Googling
So
it.
anyway, yeah, maybe you can Google it. Google.
Oh, okay.
Google word
getting
of
homework
instructions. The instructions that are unclear. I don't know. It doesn't
Okay.
matter. Anyway, so he leaves, and I start watching Orange is the New Black, and the screen goes black within 15 minutes. And so I'm like, all right, this is where the test starts. So I get all excited. And there's a red button, so I press the red button, and nothing worked. And it was still black. So I'm thinking in my head, when he said, when things that go wrong, I'm thinking the screen goes black, so I have to fix it. So I'm sitting there, and I'm pressing the red button, nothing's working. So I go under the table, and there's like wires under the table. And I'm like, oh my God, what if I have to rewire this computer, or I have to change up all these wires under here?
I can't find the word, by the way.
Okay. But I'm like, what if I have to rewire this computer to get this to work?
Can I make a guess about what happened?
Yeah.
You broke
a breaker blew, and then just the power to the computer died. And then you like pulled out a bunch of wires and screwed up their data?
Similar, very similar.
Oh my God, keep going.
So I'm watching the show, and all I keep remembering in my head is my only instructions were, if something bad happens or if something happens, you fix it. And so if there's a red button, I'm just pressing the red button, doesn't work. I go under, I start messing with all these wires, and I'm unplugging things, I'm taking out USBs, I'm putting in other cords, I am winning this case study. Like, I'm winning this. I'm so pumped.
Oh my God.
I end up, like, I don't even, at this point, it's been like 3 years, but I end up, like, pulling a wire, and then the screen comes back on, and it's, like, stuck on there, but I got it to work. And in my head, I'm like, I got it to work. I won.
I'm winning.
Well,
okay.
There's, like, cameras in there because they're watching, and he runs in, and he's like, what did you do? And my, like,
I don't know.
I'm like, I did it. Like, and I'm so happy and so confident. And
I'm a winner, baby.
It's like that stupid kid that doesn't get social cues.
Yeah.
I'm like, I did it.
Oh.
And he's like, he's literally looking at me like this. He's like,
oh my God.
it's void. It's all void. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And like my smile is slowly fading. And he's like, all of our case studies that we've done today are deleted. Like he's like looking at the computer, and he's like pulling out, like he's trying to put the wire.
Oh.
And he's like, what did you do? And I'm like, you told me to fix the problem. I thought I fixed the problem was the screen. And he was like, no, you're just supposed to press the red button. And I was like, but I did, and it didn't work. And he was like, that was the point of the psychological test, was you're supposed to press it even if it doesn't work. Like some weird like psychological bullshit where like you're
I can't
supposed to
say
keep
I would have
pressing
done
it.
anything differently.
But I mean, I thought I did the right thing by like taking apart the computer to make it work.
Right.
But I was so embarrassed, and he was
Wow.
he was so mad because all the videos
All
that
their
everyone had
data,
done,
everything.
everything was void. So he just got up and he was like, "You can go." And I was like, I am so sorry. And he's like, just go.
Would you sign this paper for my 5 points?
Yeah, I didn't get the points because
Can I get the points
I ruined
now?
everything. And
Sorry.
he's like, just go. And I'm like, I'm so just
Wow.
It's amazing.
Ouch.
And I could not, and keep in mind, he was my professor for the rest of the semester.
It was your professor? It wasn't even just some random kid?
No, it was my actual professor. So I had to see him every Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the rest of the year. And I could not look him in the eye because he knew I was that girl.
You are making my back hurt.
This
That's how
was-
stressed out
This was so
this story
embarrassing.
is.
Sounds like someone needs some acupuncture.
Yeah, right. Wow.
I got in my car. Have you ever been so embarrassed that you get in your car or you like get home and you just sit there and you
My
reevaluate
back
your whole
hurts.
life and you're like,
Yeah. Wow.
oh my God.
Yikes.
I'm not doing a case study again.
Oh, no, you're
Never
not.
again.
And
don't know if
honestly,
you'd be
the
allowed
next
to do a
time,
case study
right?
again.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The next time someone like comes across your name on their list of people that are volunteering, they're gonna be like, "Oh, yeah, fucking right, yeah, right. That girl's gonna come in." Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
Yikes.
pretty.
That is rough.
Yeah.
That is yikes.
Yeah,
So funny. It's funnier and funnier the more I think about it. Oh my god.
Ziggy's like laughing over.
That is terrible.
Because you know that the whole time that was going on, they were watching you.
Yeah.
They could have come in
but they
and
could
stopped
have.
them at any time. At
Yep.
any time. It is on them. And honestly, he
Yeah.
deserves it for trying to mess
That's
with your
true.
head.
Yeah,
It
he
is
was
totally,
trying-
You are justified.
That's what makes me the most mad is they were purposely like trying to mess with our
Despicable.
heads to see what we would do. And I was like, I
I did
achieved
it.
my goal of being the only person to mess it up because I thought I was doing the right thing. But
Yikes. Wow.
I'm still trying to think of that word, by the way. I know it starts with the name.
Okay, anyway, so I haven't ever had any weird jobs. The only case studies I ever did was one time this guy made me run on a treadmill and I literally almost
That's
passed
cool.
out after 10 minutes. I was like, I can't do this.
10 minutes?
Like a stress test.
Were you running like 7 miles an hour for 10 minutes? Because
I don't remember how. Yeah, I mean, it was like a normal running speed. Yeah,
Oh,
and he was
wow.
like, "Okay, just run on the treadmill for 10 minutes, and we're gonna like do all these tests on you afterwards. We're just trying to figure." It was like a freshman 15 study type
Mm-hmm.
of thing, and like I hadn't gained any weight my freshman year. In fact, I actually lost
He's
a lot
like,
of weight my freshman
This
year.
test will make you lose
So-
your entire freshman 15 on this
No,
treadmill.
he didn't say that. He was just like, we're testing like the body fat percentage and like your workout, like endurance and things like that for freshmen to see if it's like, you know,
I just remember
if it's
the word.
different from sophomores and stuff like that. What's the word?
It's ambiguous.
Oh, okay.
So, like, the whole point of the study was to be ambiguous. Like, for them to just give you very unclear instructions. And you
No,
can
I'm pretty
guess
sure
what it
they
is.
got pretty
Oh,
clear
those
results.
instructions were unclear. Yeah.
Yeah, like, that's what they wanted, was unclear instructions.
Well,
and
they
to
got
see-
what they asked for, if you ask me. But I've never done any weird jobs. I only did that one case study, and that's it. But the only thing weird about my first job was that I like became a manager at like 16 of an ice cream
They were probably
place.
really understaffed if they wanted you to be.
That's funny. Anyways, I'm actually a kick-ass restaurant manager.
You are.
first of
You
all.
are. I've
Second
seen
of
it.
all, no, they made me the manager like that young, and like I don't mean like a shift leader. I mean like I had keys to the place. Like I helped out with payroll. I did like all the stuff. Like at
That's
like 15,
crazy.
16, 17. Yeah. So that was the only like a weird job I ever had was like being put in a leadership role that early because. I mean, I had people who were much older than me working for me, you know, so
Yeah.
that was the only like weird thing I ever did, but even that wasn't even
Do you
like,
think you were
weird.
prepared for that?
I mean,
Or
I
was that
worked
too
there for a
hard?
while before. Like, I'd worked there since I was 15, and I'm pretty sure they made me manager when I was like 16 or 17. So
Yeah.
I at least had a year under me before like they promoted me. But it was like there were a lot of like shift leaders, but then there was only like me and one other person that were like managers, and then there were two owners that were like really involved in like day-to-day stuff. Like they did all of the like inventory and like the ordering, and I pretty much did like everything else. Like I helped write the schedule. I mean, I did like all of that. In fact, it got broken into one day, and I was the one that got the phone call whenever like it got broken into because I was like their name. I was like the name.
Oh,
You know
wow.
that I don't know their contact.
Crazy.
But anyways, that sucked because I was in high school. It was like 3 a.m. I had to drive up there. I was like, oh my god. And there were like 12 cop cars there for like a broken window. I was like, okay. So I pulled out my keys. I opened it. One of our cash registers was smashed.
Oh.
But there was no money in it because we're not
Yeah.
stupid. We don't keep the money in the register. Like
Can
it
you
gets locked away.
imagine, like, the cops calling the manager and this little girl in high school comes
Hey.
at 3 a.m. and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, like, we're here, like, we need some help from the manager. And
Yeah.
it's just like, hi, guys, I'm Alyssa.
Hey, it's
Welcome
me.
to Millennial
Yeah.
Monologues.
Yeah.
Catch us every Tuesday.
I was like, yeah, I can let you in. This is really awkward.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, and it ended up being like a disgruntled employee's like girlfriend or something, or boyfriend or
Weird.
whatever that did it. But anyways, whatever.
I'm mad at you, so I'm going to break into
So I'm
your
gonna break into your
establishment.
work. Yeah. Oh, good one. You really got us. They didn't even take anything, and we had cameras. So I was like, what was the point of that? Like, good for you. Like, you broke our window. Cost us $200.
You really got back at him.
Yeah, right? Like, okay, so that was dumb. But I do have a list, though, since I don't have any, like, weird jobs, really. Like, we can go through, like, half the list, and if you have another story, we can talk about
Yeah,
that. I also have a list of, like, weird college majors that we can go over, too.
Ooh.
Because I'm a firm believer in majoring in something that you can actually, like, get a job with afterwards.
Right,
which
absolutely.
I know that sounds stupid, but you seriously would
How
be
does that
surprised
sound
at some of the
stupid?
majors out there, like, that are actually offered. Like, they have professors and, like, whole programs at
Like
universities for
Harry
these things.
Potter's class. I've heard
Quidditch
of,
is
like,
a
something.
major, yeah.
I've
So,
heard of something like that.
so the first one is a bomb disposal
That's cool.
disposal diver. So it's actually
That's so specific.
it's a job within the military. So you basically just spend a lot of time in training, and you can earn up to like $100,000 a year.
Wow.
It depends on like your ranked, like in the armed forces, but you just dive down for like underwater bombs and you like take them apart. So that's a weird
So
job.
first you have to learn how to dive and
Well,
do
first
all
you have
that.
to learn how to take apart a bomb.
Well, I
then
was
you
thinking,
practice.
and then you learn how to do the bomb.
I don't know what comes first, the chicken or the
we'll
egg.
ask. We'll interview someone.
Okay.
We'll have
so
them
that's
here.
number one. Okay, so this is the one that really pertains to last week's episode, and I almost wish that we could have used it for transition piece because this is actually pretty cool. You can get paid to be a professional bridesmaid.
What?
Yeah.
I want that job.
I've actually heard of this before, and then I found this list, and this list, by the way, is from lifebuzz.com. But I've actually heard of this before, and then I came across it on here, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Is there
that's
like
so
a
true.
corporation or something that I can get?
Yes and no. Like, I think that there's actually an app that you can, download, and if you are like,
It's like Uber, but for bridesmaids.
it's like Tinder but for bridesmaids. And so it's like if you have like 7 bridesmaids but your groom has like 8 groomsmen, you just need a 1 filler, like you can hire somebody to be either a bridesmaid or a maid of honor. So somebody who's done this before, who knows what they're doing, who like realizes the time commitment and the financial responsibility with it, you can pay them to be a part of your wedding. So the price on these girls and how much they charge like varies, like if someone's
Depending
been in
on
like
how
50
cute
weddings,
they are.
depending on how good they're gonna look in the photos. No, I'm kidding. Depending on how much you're spending on stuff, like there are some brides who spend like $100 on flowers, and then there are other brides that spend like $3,000 on flowers. You know what I mean?
So does
it's
she
like-
buy her own dress? Cause
Yeah,
but it's her job though. So like, why
but
would
it's her
she
job.
pay for things?
Because you're paying her. So it's almost like it's probably like, here, I'm going to give you $2,000, and then you pay whatever you're going to pay, and then keep the rest.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? I think. I have no idea, but it basically says that it says that they pocket anywhere between $300 and $2,000. So
Wow. A
that's the only
weekend?
reason why I say per wedding. So that's the only reason why I say I think you pay them and then they pocket whatever they don't spend.
Yeah.
Because it says the word pocket.
So can you
know what I mean?
only like rent one bridesmaid, or can you rent
You can
like
rent however
8?
many. You can rent however
Like,
many.
what if I have no friends by the time I get married? So I just rent like 8 bridesmaids, and there's all these like hot bitches, like Hooters
Yeah, and you're like,
girls,
"These are
and
my
Hooters
friends."
girls.
Yeah.
like Hooters went out of business, so now we're bridesmaids, and they're like all
Yikes.
together in my pics.
Called out.
Now,
Exactly.
I don't know if this is going to be on the list, but and you guys might have heard of this phenomenon, but in Korea and Japan, they have people who are professional mourners.
Oh,
What?
Yes.
Oh.
Like they attend funerals?
They attend funerals
And they cry?
mourn
For
for
work?
people and cry, and they pretend that they knew the deceased person.
Oh, I'm
Oh, I
buying
know
some for
so
my
many
funeral
people.
right now.
I know so many people that'd be good at that. A bunch of crybabies.
I would do that.
Yikes.
This is my
That's
audition
kinda
tape. Hi, I'm Lexi, and I'm auditioning for the role of professional mourner.
Okay. That
No,
is
that's-
not good. You are cut.
That's like a ghost.
Yeah, you
That's
are
a ghost
cut.
mourner.
You're cut. You're either having a seizure. So the next one.
I want one of those at my funeral. I was gonna say wedding at first. Can you imagine? I'm gonna hire
You accidentally hire a mourner instead of a bridesmaid
At your
and
wedding.
they show up in all black.
They're front row next to your
Hello.
parents.
You call the wrong one. Hey, I'm looking for.
It's under the same company.
I'm looking for a girl in her mid-20s. Oh yeah, we have plenty of those.
Saturday at 5.
How could you marry him?
Yikes. So the next one is you can be a live mannequin for $100 an hour. Like
Whoa.
businesses are paying people
I
to
would
be
hate
live
that.
mannequins. It's like you
stand.
couldn't quite make it as a model, so you decided
Cold out.
You didn't have the personality
Right.
to be
I
a
could do that at
model.
Old Navy.
you're a size 2 and that's just too big, so cry me a fucking river.
I don't know if this
Then
is on
there's
your
the next
list,
one. Go ahead.
but I just remembered one.
Okay.
It's a professional line placeholder. So if you're
Yes,
like waiting
I've
in
heard
line,
of that. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think it's on the
they
list.
have
so
them like
that's
in
good.
China because I know they have like tons of people there. But yeah, they wait in line for you. Like you can like go in line somewhere and then hire the person like Uber, like, hey, I'm waiting at this spot. And then they come in line and you can like, if it's an
That's
amusement park,
cool.
you could go ride other rides and they're still in line for you for the
Oh,
Titans.
that's nice.
That would be awesome.
The world's most patient people have that
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
So, fortune cookie writers. They make anywhere between. I always wondered who wrote them, if it was like the cooks or what.
I thought it was God.
No, Yeah.
Thank
so
you, Jesus.
They get paid anywhere between $28,000 and $75,000 a year. So I mean, the latter end is not bad.
crazy.
Like to just
Just
write
for
down
writing
dumb
lies.
things. Yeah, just to type
They're
up.
all lies.
You make your own schedule. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
Benefits.
You can write them from home. So the next one isn't really like that weird, but it's just something that people don't normally think about. Like when I grow up, I want to be a, and it's an elevator mechanic. So a very specific type of mechanic. But if you think about it, I mean, how many buildings have elevators? I mean, all of them, right?
Probably like a lot.
All of them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot. So
A
I mean,
lot.
it says that they can make around $70,000 a year.
Wow.
So that's the first chunk. So if we want to talk about something else, we can. I
Yeah,
also have
Zigzag. How
majors.
about we
Let's go into his.
Go
Yeah.
into your
Sure, yeah.
So Ziggy,
story.
you told us last time that you had the worst job story ever.
Yeah, and it
It's-
wasn't Pizza Hut.
Yes,
So
no. I have plenty
it's
of
something
those.
that happened
I
to
shouldn't have
you,
called them out,
right?
but-
Like you did this job.
Yes. So
Okay,
when I was
tell
in
us.
when I was in college, I had the opportunity to apply for this research facility as like a research assistant.
Oh no.
And so I got hired on, and so they made me work as a lab technician working with the rats. Except the study that I got
With rats.
yes, lab rats.
I'm afraid.
And the study that I happened to get hired on for was studying rat genetic material.
Like poop.
no, like rat semen.
Yes. And
Wait, you jacked off rats for money.
You jacked off rats for money.
you can't just inject and then draw from like the testicles. You have to like have them ejaculate. And so what you would do is
So you couldn't just test their DNA
So
through
you
their poop
gave-
or nails?
You
No.
gave them
like,
a little
it was like
Playboy
breeding
magazine.
experiments. No,
So it couldn't just be normal DNA from poop. You had to literally mess with their like.
yeah, it had to be like reproductive.
Reproductive.
Yes. And you
Oh,
can't just
no.
draw it out. So you would have to anesthetize them. And there's this
Is
thing-
that a fancy word for make them horny?
Let them talk.
No, and anesthetize is knock them out.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, like an
Fancy
anesthesiologist.
word for making them.
And there's this little machine called an electro-ejaculator.
Oh no.
What?
And it has
Is it only for rats or just for small mammals?
depending on they have all different sizes for all
Does it
different
work on
kinds of
humans?
animals. Actually, yes. That's
I'm
that's a
scared.
fetish out there. But what it is you there's a little like electrode that goes in the anus and it shocks the prostate and causes the nerves to contract and cause ejaculation
Of the rat.
of the rat.
Not people if you're just tuning in.
And I had to do that. And I lasted maybe a week because even though
What did you do with it?
you just take it and you put it in vials and you give the vials to like the scientist people, like the people with the real jobs. And I lasted about a week because even though you have to knock them out to do it, like I felt like every time I walked into the room, they all got really excited, and that made me very uncomfortable.
Do you think that was just your mind though?
I think that was the worst.
I don't
job
Did
think
ever.
they
so.
like?
I
Was
know.
it like feeding time? Like they were all like,
They were raring to go, that's for sure.
that is
Were they humping your arm?
No, I don't.
No. I
if
like
they
how you had
were?
to check, Lexi. Like, were they?
Oh my God.
I
That
told
is
you
so
guys.
weird.
That is the worst job
Did
I've
you
ever
know
heard of.
you were getting into that whenever you? Oh, so you just were like, I'm gonna volunteer for a study. And-
No,
No,
it
you got paid, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
got
okay.
paid.
Okay.
It was a
Did you get paid
position.
a good amount?
Nope. I was a college
How
student.
much?
I got paid like minimum wage, and like the
Minimum wage.
and they didn't tell me what I was gonna be doing. They were just like, you're gonna be a lab technician. And the first day they take me into training, and I'm like,
A
wait,
lab
I gotta
technician.
stick that up a rat's ass? Are you fucking with me? Yeah.
So anyone
Wow.
who applies for a lab technician job, remember this story.
I actually
Yikes.
I found a picture. If you guys
A picture
wanna
of
see
what?
it.
Ziggy? of what?
I don't know if I want to. Is this?
Oh, okay.
That is an anesthetized rat, and then that is the a blown
thing.
up probe. Yeah.
Oh,
Ew.
that is so weird.
That is the worst thing I've ever heard. I've never heard anything
I've heard
worse.
of worse things.
I haven't.
I don't know, the Holocaust.
I know, just to name a few. Jeffrey Dahmer.
Okay, anyway. That took a dark turn, didn't it?
Gacy.
Okay, so the next one is a bingo manager. You could I never heard of that either.
Is it like at old folks' home specifically?
No, lots of places do bingo. And you can get paid $56,000 a year to be a bingo manager. So that's
Wow.
pretty easy, right? I mean, how hard can it be? You can be a professional furniture tester.
You can be a professional piece of furniture.
Okay, did you ever
That
see
is
the My
also
Strange
a fetish.
Addiction episode? Yeah, the My Strange Addiction episode.
The drag queens.
Yeah, they're
She's
like,
furniture.
yeah. Oh, that was a weird episode. I was like,
That was
you're
a
addicted to
parody.
being furniture.
That was a parody.
Was it?
Yeah. It was.
Oh, okay. That's funny. Fake news.
They were drag queens.
No, I knew that, and that's why I was like, I don't know. That's funny. Ah, that's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
All right. So, anyways,
I forgot what we were saying now. It was
professional furniture tester.
Trier router.
So that job only pays $31,000 a year. So probably that would be something you could do on the side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But that's
That's my side gig. Testing lazy boys.
to lay on a couch for an hour and let them know it's comfortable.
if someone said they tested lazy boys,
$31,000 a year.
You think they
to
were a
sit on a
dominatrix?
couch.
yeah.
Like no, that actually was on the list,
Don't
but I
touch
didn't
me,
say
boy.
it. That actually was on the list, but I didn't say it.
That
was
is a very
dominatrix.
lucrative job.
I don't know how much it paid though. I'll go back to it later. But yeah, to sit on a couch and let people know if it's comfy or not.
But you don't.
$31,000.
I'm sure they take their job seriously. Like they sit on it and they're like, well, there's a creek right here. And
Huh.
Yeah.
This is a big,
They like
comfy
squeeze
couch.
the side of it.
I need to fall asleep for a couple hours to see if this really works well as a couch for an old man.
Right. No, I think I'm gonna have to take this home. Yeah. They're like squeezing the sides of it. They're like fluffing the pillows. They're like examining the color.
They're like testing out tables.
Yeah. Okay. You can also. This one's kind of gross. You can be a
Grosser
pet,
than the rat thing.
No, nothing ever is ever. You can be a pet food tester for $40,000 a year.
Yum, I do it.
So you can literally, but
I've
you have
heard
to, you have
about
to eat
this,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, you have to eat the dog food, but it's like they say, it's made with all natural meat and stuff like that. So it's just basically like grinded up food into pellets, like
If it's good
baby
enough for
food, but
Francis,
hard.
it's good enough for Fido.
Yeah, for Fido.
That would be the slogan of their company.
Yikes. So you can do that for $40,000 a year is to eat dog
boy.
food. Okay.
To eat. What do you do for a living? I just eat dog food.
I eat dog food.
Yeah, no, but what do you do for work?
I eat dog food.
I love how I always
And
just put in the
treats.
country accent for anyone else that I'm talking about.
You do.
No, you're really Southern today.
I don't know where it comes from. Like I just start talking about other people and I just get this accent and I just keep going.
Because we're from Texas.
Texas.
So the next one is you can be a professional grocery shopper for a rich person. And it specifically says a rich person. Like there's an
Wow.
actual job ad out there right now for, it doesn't say who it's for.
Well, they have that
It just
already, but
says-
it's like Uber. Like you go to the
That's
store
true.
and you take it to their house.
But for famous people though, like you know what I mean,
yeah.
they don't trust any old driver just to bring them their groceries. Like they have a specific you've heard of professional shoppers before all the time, like people who
That's
buy
me.
clothes for people, like stylists.
Oh.
But yeah, right. I'm just kidding. But these people just go grocery shopping for rich families, and all it says on the ad, I was looking at it earlier. I wish I had a picture of it, but all it says on the ad is it's a New York family, a New York wealthy family seeking a grocery shopper, a weekly grocery shopper.
that makes sense if you live in New York because you can't be driving to that grocery
You
store.
can't drive anywhere in New York anyways. There's nowhere to park. Everyone just takes tabs
Oh
and
my God,
subways
can
everywhere.
you imagine getting groceries in New York, having to walk and have all those bags in your arms,
just up
walk
your
into
arms and your
house?
legs, yeah. And you're only taking one trip. Like I only take one trip from my car to my front door.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
same.
so this one says if you've got at least just a high school diploma, that's all you need for this next
That's
job.
me, all right.
And 7 years horseback riding experience.
Oh, that's me too.
Not you.
Giddy up.
You could make up to $50,000 a year, as just a horse rider or a horse exerciser. So people who own stables will hire people for $50,000 a year just to take their horse on a ride or on a walk. It's like a professional dog walker, but for horses.
That reminds me of like pony play, like those people that pretend to be horses. Have you seen that, Ziggy? I'm sure
Ew,
you know.
what?
I know
That is
Ziggy
also
knows
a fetish, yes.
Ziggy, why do you know about all these weird
I knew you
fetishes,
would know.
man?
I don't know. I
Doing
just
some
know all these.
exploring recently?
I'm a buck wild person, guys. You just don't know.
I like to do research. I am serious though. I like to look up and like try to understand the mind work of
I mean, call it what you want. Research probably wouldn't be what I'd call it.
Ziggy, this next one is going to make you upset, by the way, because this kind of has something to do about with the rats.
Okay.
So this one says you can be a genetic counselor for $62,000 a year. And they're paying your bitch ass minimum wage. It's basically the same thing.
What's a
You can work at
counselor?
It says you work at either a hospital, a university, or a lab. But it's with humans.
It's like,
so.
But
yeah, you're going to have
counseling
Huntington's.
humans. That's a lot
Yeah,
different.
like, you have brown eyes and you have brown eyes. So 75% chance your baby's going to have brown eyes. Pay up, please. $60,000.
What is this, Gattaca?
Gattaca?
Yeah.
What is that?
The,
Help, I'm stupid.
I guess much more obscure than I thought, Ethan Hawke movie with Jude Law.
No.
Ever heard of it? No.
All right.
Super awkward. The next one is
No.
golf ball divers. So whenever professional golfers hit their balls
I
like
just
into
do that
lakes
for
and
fun.
stuff like that, okay. Well, you could be making up to $100,000 doing
President's favorite person.
that. Oh, it's called out.
Cold out.
We need to do more call outs. Who can we call out right now?
Hot dog vendors can make
They don't
anywhere
make-
between $30,000 and $100,000.
I was
going
to bring this up. Yeah, hot dog carts in New York City are super lucrative. They
Oh,
make
yeah.
over 100K.
Yeah, because purchasing.
Then why are they always hobos? Like
They're
they
not
look,
hobos.
They look like they're like homeless.
Because you don't
Because
need
they're
to.
in the heat.
They're in the heat all day. They're
York
they're
City.
standing there. You're gonna get hot dog smell on you. You're not gonna wear your fancy clothes to your hot dog stand job. I don't
I
wear my
guess.
fancy clothes to a restaurant job. You know what I mean?
I guess
Only like whatever.
they don't. That job doesn't seem like it pays a lot.
No, but it's because the product that they buy is so cheap. I mean, how inexpensive is it to
Yeah.
purchase hot dogs just to resell?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They could easily
it's-
be cat meat for all we know.
maybe. It says
No overhead.
this one's kind of funny. It says, "Do you have a knack for perspective and showing others the light?"
Is this like an ad for this job?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I
It
got
says,
it.
"Look into becoming a psychic reader for $41,000."
What the heck? They're looking for fake psychics?
Yes.
If you're a real
Yes.
psychic, you don't need an ad. You just know, like you. If
Amen.
You don't even need to know that there is an ad because you already know there's an ad because you're a psychic.
Mind blown.
I always wonder when psychics are like, "So what's your name?" And it's like, shouldn't you know
Right,
that?
what do you mean?
As if I've ever gone to one before, but I'm sure they asked me.
I hate it when I go all the time.
I hate it when my psychic asks me things.
Okay, so you can be a water slide tester for $30,000 a year.
I already do that for free, so that's jacked
No,
up.
it's like a tester, like before they go to
Oh.
the water
Yeah,
parks.
yeah,
That's
the
scary, 'cause
unsafe ones.
That's
yes.
really
The
scary.
unsafe ones for $30,000.
We don't know if this will kill people or not, so you go on.
Like the
Yeah.
one that they just shut down.
They just shut
They
one
just
down.
shut down like one
Was
of the
it
world's
Hawaiian
largest. No, I think it was in Tennessee. They
Scary.
shut down like the world's largest water slide because it had killed like 5 people in the last
Shit.
decade or something. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
It, like,
you could
decapitated
be,
a guy.
yikes. You could be a crime scene cleaner for $50,000.
I saw a video on that.
Yeah.
The guy like
It's-
cleans up blood for a
Yeah,
living. And
it's
he
really
loves
just
it.
like blood splatter because obviously like there are other people who actually get rid of like dead bodies. But so it's pretty much just like blood and guts and maggots. I couldn't do it.
I think a woman would be good at that because we're really good at getting blood out of things. Like,
No.
yeah, like period
don't have
blood out
the-
of like sheets and stuff.
That's true.
Like,
That was both more and less sexist than I thought it was going to be.
At the same time. Okay, so the funeral industry, you can earn about $50,000 a year.
By
so
crime?
just like putting on funerals, like
Oh.
working at a morgue and stuff like that. I was like,
Hey,
what's the-
everybody! Welcome to Frank's funeral.
Yikes.
I want my funeral to be
With
like
your
that.
host, me.
With your hostesses, with the mostesses.
Is everybody ready for your headliner?
Yikes. Personal shoppers, salary varies between $25,000, yikes, and $100,000,
Yikes.
yay. Okay, it says passionate about entertainment but don't want your face on the screen.
We all know that's me.
Trained to become a voiceover artist for $80,000.
Oh no, I'm
over
actually
here
would
like
love to do that.
Me too. I'm like, where are these jobs that are paying $80,000 for my voice? Because I would love one.
Those are over in
LA, New York.
Richardson.
I know that.
Richardson.
So
there's one
Funimation
agency
is
there.
out of here, and Funimation does pretty much all the anime that
All
comes
anime,
to America
yeah.
now.
Do you remember Trisha in our broadcast class?
No.
Oh my God, she was in our
Super
class.
awkward.
She is a voice actor for that for Funimation, but for those like little comic book character things.
That's not even fair.
Cyanide and Happiness.
See, it's
Everyone knows them. They're like like a popular thing, but she's a voiceover actor for them.
That's cool. That is
Yeah.
so cool. I would love to do that. So you can be an IMAX screen cleaner, so someone who cleans like the big screens for like in movie theaters for $45,000 a year. You can be an ice cream tester for $56,000 a year. That's pretty cool. I would eat
not
ice
too
cream for
weird.
money. It's not really weird. It's just kind of. Then there's what's called food stylists.
Oh, like they
So-
make food look pretty.
This is cool. No, it's actually a pretty cool job because corporations will hire professional photographers and professional food stylists to make the food at their restaurant look good for photo shoots for the menus.
That's cool.
So that's what that's about. So that's pretty cool. Or
I
really
think I could do
high-end
that.
restaurants. Yeah, or really high-end restaurants, you know, like their garnishes are all pretty. They'll have like,
Yeah.
you know, balsamic vinaigrette like draped like in the shape of a heart. You
I
know?
used to get in trouble at
Ooh.
my old restaurant because I would, anytime people would order desserts, I would like drizzle it with chocolate and I would start doing designs and like
yeah.
taking my time. Like, Lexi, get the food out there.
Whenever I was a bartender, I had these two girls sit at my bar top and they were crying one day and over a boy, whatever. And so I like felt I get a little bit awkward when people cry.
Don't
Like,
we all?
I'm just kind of like, oh no, like they're there, you know. Oh
Yeah.
God. But anyways, so these girls were crying, and I was like, you know what? I want to show them that I'm not just being like an asshole by ignoring them. I'm trying to like respect their privacy because
Yeah.
normally I was really involved in all my bar guests, like talking to them, whatever. And so I brought them out a brownie for free, like on the house, and I had wrote in chocolate sauce, "Boys suck," and I gave it to them. And they like thought it was like the best thing ever. I was like, "You're welcome."
Aw, that's nice.
It was
Better
cool.
tip me.
and sexist.
Yeah, right. Tip me $20.
Right? Yeah, that's nice.
So you can be a professional cuddler or snuggler for
That's me already.
$60,000 a year just to cuddle with strangers. That's
So
a little
I
creepy.
am basically cuddling my boyfriend for free right now when I could be getting paid
right
$60,000
$60,000 a year.
What in the That's kind of like a prostitute if you think about it. though.
I was gonna make the joke. The alternative title for that job is massage therapist.
But I've actually heard of professional
A
cuddlers, and they're very
porn.
serious about it being platonic. Like I've seen the whole website. I've seen
That's
videos on
weird.
it.
I don't
Like
understand.
they go in and like it's not sexual at all, and they just like
For
hold
them.
you while you cry. Like it's like a real service of just cuddling.
I'm gonna just go over just a couple real quick. We're almost running out of time. This went
What
by
the
really
frick?
fast. So I'm just gonna go quickly through some of these majors. I'm not gonna go over all of them, but there's some really weird majors out there. And again, I'm one of those people that really believes if you're gonna go to college and spend all that money, like do something that you can actually have a job with after. Some of these you can't even get a job with this stuff. Okay, so one of them is auctioneering.
That's a real job.
But like, is that a steady job?
I
Is that
just
something that you
pictured-
could do every day and actually get paid for? Like, no, because
I just pictured an
how
auctioneer
often?
guy like watching our podcast and like shutting his computer.
Yeah, he's like, forget this.
Here's a weird major.
No, but it's like you
Auctioneer.
can't like.
What the?
What else can you do? It's not broad enough. That's
Yeah,
the
but
only thing you can do. That's the only thing you can do with that. That's the only thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if
But
there's not an
that's-
auction
if you
every
think
single
about
day,
it, that's how other majors are. If you're majoring in financing, that's the only thing that like.
but there's so many different jobs you could do with finance. Like it's the same
Okay,
thing
if you're
with
going to
business.
clown
You could-
school, that's the only.
Yeah, well, exactly. Like the more specific it is, like the less of a chance you like. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe that's just me. Bagpiping,
Okay, that's a little weird. You don't need a major for that.
Quidditch,
Yeah, that's not
the
even
Harry
a real,
Potter sport.
That's not even a real sport.
You can't even fly. So,
Yeah.
like-
They just like run around, don't they?
popular. Yeah, they run around. Yeah, it's
it's
almost
like running with
lacrosse.
a fake horse.
Yeah, it's
You mean
it's
LaCroix?
like whatever. It's like lacrosse, basketball, and soccer all mixed into one.
So
sport.
lame.
Honestly, I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. Don't get me wrong, but why would you major in it? Like, why?
Now
you know what I
all
mean?
the
Why
Harry
would you
Potter
spend-
fans are going to come for us.
No, I love Harry Potter.
We
don't
already
get me wrong.
have the Beyonce fans coming for us.
Fight me. Come on, fight me.
We have, yeah.
Oh
so,
man! And there's a clip of our internet friend that just came on who's going to fight us.
This is so,
And now a word from our viewers.
And now
Fight
more
me.
for our viewers. So there's another. So this one is Canadian Studies.
That's like
I'm gonna
American
read
history.
Okay, but what job are you going to get with Canadian? Why would you spend $100,000
I don't know,
on
studying
a
Canadians.
To learn the appropriate way to say sorry.
Or
Yes.
Sorry.
So
Abe.
it says the program seeks to provide the student with an understanding of Canada. That's the description for the major. That's it.
Hockey,
What
Labatt to
job?
maple syrup. I don't
Like,
understand.
What job could you get with that? I'm just confused. Okay,
Maybe a
so
Canadian
there are a
historian.
couple on here that actually make sense. Like comic art. That's fine if you want to be a comic artist. You know, there is a popular music and society. That one I can see an
I
argument
actually
for both
took
sides.
a class like that, but it was in my major. We had to take a pop culture class, and we had to learn about pop culture and news that was going on at the time, but it wasn't like news, like political news. It was like Lady Gaga's concert just came out and this happened, and it was like on our quiz, and we had to know like pop culture for this class, and it was so annoying because I had to like keep
Wow,
up with
that's
BuzzFeed,
weird, yeah.
and it was
Like
just so
TMZ.
frustrating. Yes, I had to keep up with BuzzFeed and
Instead
TMZ
of-
for this class.
Instead of having like the news apps on your phone, like CBS, on like ABC, you have
Yeah.
to have TMZ.
I did all these stupid news stuff for my quiz. I remember one
Yikes.
question was like what interviewer did this wrong? Like they asked an interviewing question wrong about like Demi Lovato, and I was like,
Stop it.
That is not news. Like Demi Lovato's not news.
Billy Bush?
Yes, she is.
Oh my god, I shouldn't even
Demi
say
Lovato
that.
is the world.
Yeah, Billy Bush is a whole nother topic.
So there's another one. This is an actual major, okay? And okay, I just want to say one more time. College is supposed to be an investment. So why you would go into college majoring in this one specifically? It really confuses me. It's called Family Enterprise, and what it basically does, I'm just going to read the description. It says, this major emphasizes self-awareness, family systems, and utilizing family involvement as a strategic advantage on how to consult your family members.
So basically, you're going to school
How
to
to
learn
learn
how
to
to
be a
live in a
wife.
family.
How to learn to be a stay-at-home spouse.
I'm
That's what
paying-
it is.
I'm
You're going to
paying
pay
money.
$100,000 to learn how to clean your house
You'll
and
never
take care of
get
your
a
babies
job for
and
that.
communicate with your spouse. Like,
Unless you're a sugar baby
I'm
that's
just
getting money
confused.
for that, and you just want to learn more about how to be a good sugar baby.
okay.
That sounds like it would make sense.
Interesting. Floral
Benefit of the
management,
doubt.
so just how to run a floral store, I guess. That's actually not even that bad. Nannying is an actual major. Nannying.
Interesting. It's kind of like professional babysitting.
Yeah, that one I can kind of see an argument for both sides. There's one where you study aliens. I forgot what it's called. It's up here somewhere. But you study like life outside of Earth.
Xenobiology, I think.
Yeah.
That might be it. There's also astrobiology, the exploration of life outside the Earth and the investigation of the origin.
Well, there is life outside of Earth, like plants and stuff. There's like molecules
yeah.
and DNA.
I think that's what it's about.
and bacteria.
Yeah. So those are just some weird jobs and weird majors that you can do. I think that, everyone has weird dreams, and that's fine. If you have a weird dream and you want to pursue it, you
I
do
took
it.
that literal. I was like, yeah, I got weird dreams. Remember that episode?
Remember that dreams episode we did? Yeah, but I think that some of those are pretty weird. I mean,
Yeah.
I've never met anybody who is majoring in something that weird before, though. Like, it's always been pretty basic for the
Every
people I've
time
met.
like someone asks me, it's always business. They're like, I'm majoring in business. I had one guy come up to me at school and we were like making small talk, and he's like, what's your major? Fashion and makeup? Or he's like, fashion. And I was like, no, first of all, sexist. No.
Right.
Like,
That's not even a bad major. Lots of people make lots of money doing fashion design and
yeah, no, I was just like annoyed because
Merchandising.
like he was like stereotyping me
Yeah.
about how I look. That's
like, are you
annoying.
calling me beautiful and stylish? Thank you.
Thank you. But also you're misogynistic.
Right. Thank you, but F you. Yeah. So I think the next topic for our podcast We're going to keep it a secret? Is that what
We're
we
going to
decided?
keep it a secret because we are looking to interview some people. I just like to say characters when I describe a person that's a little out there or different.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're thinking of interviewing, and we have a couple people in mind, but we don't have them locked down. So it's either that or something else. So they're a little interesting and weird, and we just kind of want to leave it up in the air for now for you guys to just guess and figure out, and maybe we'll have more viewers next time because no one will know what we're going to be talking about.
We'll see. We'll see. I think it'll be exciting, though. Either way, whichever person, comes on next week, it'll be an interesting conversation for sure. You're definitely going to want to tune in. And again, we do this every single Tuesday from 7 to 8, live on Facebook and live on YouTube.
Or www.themillennialmonologues.com. We have an archive of videos for you guys to watch.
Yes.
Other than that, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Apply for those jobs. Or don't.
Don't.
You don't get a real job.
I don't know if I should be saying that, though.
If I